Who did the whole countdown? All right. Ayo. All right. So it's me, Japan Man X3, and we are here today in the Spherical Kage Dojo of anime and manga. So this is a little different for Village 285. We usually do a gaming podcast called The Player Twos. So if you haven't been familiar with that, on our same channel. But now today we talking about some of these animes and these. So yeah, it's me. You've seen me before. I'll give the floor to these wonderful gentlemen today. So without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Welcome back, everybody. This is R. Dot.
All right, it's your boy Brandozilla. You know, I'll be Pirate King, baby. What's up?
Maz is definitely prepared.
This your boy Silk and Bump One Piece. Just gonna mention that.
I don't care. You ready for this? You ready for that? Nah, man.
You mean tell me he gonna jump 3,000 episodes? That man ain't grown.
That's a reason, man. That's a reason, bro.
It'd be a one-time jump, and that was it.
It gets spicy in the dojo. It gets spicy.
Ore wa nada. All right, Kaizukoni ore wa nada. That's all I gotta say. What's up, J.O.?
How you doing?
Snap. A new fighter approaches. All right, there he is. There he is. All right, well, look, you following them right in line. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
All right. First off, the name is J.O. One and only.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this, man. What's up?
Okay.
How y'all doing?
Okay. He ready.
Still on the one
he ready.
You can't count it. That's a lot of babies, a lot of homies.
Indeed. And last but not least, who we got?
It's your boy Song Key. Let's get this on. Let the battle begun.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. All right, good people. So, of course, when it comes to anime and folks that look like us, we have some very spirited conversations. But we want to start off a little mellow first. You know, just talk about some regular, if you will. So, obviously, we have been friends for a while, so we kind of all know certain things about our introductions into anime. But I think it's always a good kind of introduction when we can give that to the people, you know. So I'll go first. I come from the 90s. I'm a 90s baby all the way. I was born in 91. So for me, getting introduced to anime early on happened in two situations. One, my father was up on Japanese animation. So I remember waking up in the middle of the night and he'll have like Tenchi Muyo going or something like that he just, would rent from the video store. Other access point was when I was chilling with actually my babysitter. She had like three children, 2 were boys, and so my first ever experience of even seeing Dragon Ball Z, I think even before it was like on Cartoon Network, it came on some other channel, and I was like, "What is this? Like, this looks way better than regular cartoons." Off rip, and just remember watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z over their house, and that led into like more of the cheeky stuff like Sailor Moon and everything. But hey, I was there for all of it. I remember when Toonami first started. That's when it really got ingrained in me. When Motar was the host, before we had anything space, we just had Space Ghost Coast to Coast with Motar, and he was hosting Toonami. I think the original lineup was something of the effect of like Sailor Moon, Ronin Warriors, and Dragon Ball Z. Maybe Gundam Wing was happening back then. I can't remember, but I know those are some of the first initial animes.
Johnny Quest.
Yeah, Johnny Quest. Man, when Johnny Quest went 3D, that used to always be the business. But yeah, like I remember like even Ronin Warriors. I was like, okay, this is like just like an animated version of like Power Rangers or something like that. Sailor Moon was always fun with tuxedo mask coming in out of nowhere. Extra gimmick.
Trash. You don't do nothing.
Exactly.
You don't do nothing.
And then, but just kind of seeing how like, okay, this is how anime works. You usually have these central characters who are more than likely some teenagers or like, just cool people, and then they can power up and get extra powerful. Something happens, they get beat down, and they come back even stronger. And so ever since then, I mean, like, that's kind of been the generic flow. I think I came up in one of the best times of anime. I don't think that's controversial to say. Like, I think 90s anime has kind of solidified itself as some of the best anime that's been around. But yeah, that's how I was initially introduced, and anyone can pick up from there.
All right, Doc, why don't you go in the order we introduced? What's up, bro?
Right.
Not so mine's is highly similar. So even being a 90s baby as well, Toonami, or that early Toonami era, was one of my first introductions to anime. And if it wasn't my literal introduction to what Japanese culture was providing, it was where I got like my maturity from as far as anime goes. So even then, I remember the early Toonami, catching it right after school, running home from school to catch it right at 3:30, 4 o'clock. And then if there was a crazy case, I'll stay up to like 11:30 and try to catch either a rerun if I missed it, or what was the show? There's the only show that they only show at night.
I remember the first ad I saw for Adult Swim was like Yu Yu Hakusho. So are you talking about that?
It might have been Yu Yu, and there was another one though too.
Inuyasha?
Inuyasha, yeah. That
Yeah,
and Big O.
Yu Yu Hakusho was on
and
Adult Swim.
yeah, and I will always miss Big O. I never even got to watch Big O because
Big O,
Big O, that's anime Batman right there.
Yeah.
That's really slept on. Big O slept on.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I had early. My introduction was during the 90s. The big thing that made a leap was when I was still watching Z, like on Toonami on regular TV, and one of my uncles actually had like the whole set, like probably the whole VHS set of GT.
Wow.
And when I got introduced to that, I was like, wait, they actually got this stuff like an actual medium. And like, this is a whole series of a show. Like, of course, they never played stateside neither. So I was like, okay. After learning about that, even having family that worked like at Blockbuster back then, I got to see even some of the other like Dragon Ball Z movies. So like even like the garlic stuff. Well, that was my earlier kid stuff that like started hitting me, and I was like, okay, I should probably learn more about this. And then fortunately, with Toonami just kept going for years, and I started learning more and more. And then find other friends who also started knowing anime. Yeah, everything just started spreading like wildfire.
Cool.
Next.
Brandon.
Brandon.
So yeah, well, same where we from, South Atlanta. Shout outs to Cleveland Avenue.
Hey.
Cleveland Avenue. Them streets. But yeah, I was introduced to anime through Dragon Ball Z. I still remember. I don't remember if it was channel 36 or 69. They sometimes play anime. I don't know, but I remember still watching. You guys know when Goku and Vegeta do their first power beam struggle, Kamehameha.
Yeah.
What was it, Gallic Gun?
Yeah.
Yep, it was Gallic Gun and Kamehameha. Yep.
I remember watching that and was just, my mind was just blown, man. So I went from that, and all I had after that was just Pokemon, because it's technically I'm a Pokemon. I'm a Pokemon boy.
With Digimon, my guy.
Oh, Digimon too. I got love for Digimon.
Okay.
We can talk about the theme songs, another topic. That's feisty talking.
I'm gonna jot that one down. Actually, that's gonna be a fight.
All right, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. But what happened? We didn't get cable till later, so I will bump into. I bumped into Akira, and I didn't know what I was watching. And as a kid, I was freaked out, but I was entertained at the same time. Then I watched a movie that we rented. I thought it was some kind of Disney spinoff, but it was Princess Mononoke. I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was weird, you know. But of course, Toonami, man. Toonami brought it in. And I think Toonami has done a lot actually for the Black community and liking anime, because when we watched Toonami, they would compare things that we were familiar with, hip hop and anime. So especially y'all know when Goku and Gohan laying in the grass and they looking up and they seen a clip from Gundam. And
Yep.
Tom is there. He just like follow your dreams.
Yep. Bro, some of the best inspiration. Yes, sir.
Seriously, for real, I was having some bad days sometimes, and I watched Toonami, and it would just make it all better. But I think that's why Toonami probably brought a lot of us here to anime. So shout outs to Tom, Toonami, and yeah, I've been with it since.
All right. All right. So I go next. I'm gonna go back a little bit further because actually, for me, Toonami wasn't my first introduction into anime. It kind of solidified it, but it wasn't my first one. So I got into it with my dad actually, because what he would watch early on, even though these two are not anime, he would watch Godzilla. It was 1960. He would watch another show. I was like a precursor to Power Rangers, but it was Ultraman.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing he had that was cartoon was Speed Racer. And I was just like, oh my God, what is this? And then I never knew what anime until later on. I was like, okay, I didn't know. I was like, wow. So I would watch that between that, Astro Boy, and it was another called Gotcha Man.
Yep.
And I was on those two rotations here. So later on down the road, like I said, right before, I'll never forget this day, because right before DBZ became what it was, the only thing that we had that was close to realism for us was actually Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Because you had Ninja Turtles, who wasn't no turtle. You had Captain Planet, but it was like, we ain't really fighting. They just doing something.
Yeah.
Once I would never forget, man. One time they showed, I don't even remember what I don't even remember what episode it was. I remember going back to school the next day because we were always talking about the cartoon that was on, and we was like, oh my God, did y'all see that? It was a human, he was doing that. I would never forget that the whole school was talking about it. So that kind of got me hooked. Like, again, I watched Akira. That was weird, but I was addicted to that. I was addicted to that as well. And
how'd you see Akira?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta watch it, dude.
No. How did you see it back then?
No, I'm about to say, oh my God, we're gonna follow it right now, and you're gonna watch all of it.
You're gonna learn today, son.
No, but after that, I was into it, and like I said, I think what really solidified was Toonami had all the stuff, all of the anime that was on there. But from there, I jumped into Gundam Wing, and then I jumped into Trigun. And that's when I actually started reading the manga of Trigun, and then from there I was hooked. From there, I said, I'm never leaving this. Never leaving.
Nice.
But yeah, I think for us as anime, it was Dragon Ball Z would be like the top thing for most people because it was the first time. I was at that age where all you had was, if you was playing outside, hey, I'm a Power Ranger. That's what you was.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you usually want. But we never associated ourselves with like an actual person. But once DBZ came out, we went outside. Oh man, I'm Goku.
Yeah. I'm Goku. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's so. Yeah, that's my story. That's my story.
Who is it, J.O.?
Yeah, he snuck in, so it's your time.
All right. So I'm in a Chinese restaurant because that's the only thing open in Christmas. So I got introduced to anime. Man, I was at my babysitter's house, and she was watching. Well, first, when you're a kid, you mostly watch stuff like Rugrats, Howard. What were they called? Man, who was it? This skateboard, they did everything.
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power.
Oh, no, for sure.
All this stuff, right? So I got introduced to anime when I was at my babysitter's house and she was watching Sailor Moon. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. This is different from Rugrats. And why they always get naked? This don't make sense.
That's true.
Where these legs come from? All these legs.
Why are they getting naked?
The rainbow transformation. Yes, sir.
I was like, I guess that's how you get superpowers. You get some armor and you lose all your clothes. But then it started to grow. I would say that definitely Toonami became something big for me because then it introduced a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, like the Yu Yu Hakusho existed, but still, you also had like Tenkaichi, Aroni Kenshin. My first one that I really got into was Cowboy Bebop and Trigun at about the same time. And then it just kept growing from there. And then it led me to Samurai 7, Samurai Champloo. Just kept going and going, and I couldn't ever let him go. So it's always was, I think, you know, growing up. Oh, and of course I got introduced to Dragon Ball Z because Dragon Ball Z was like, I remember getting introduced to it because that's when I started wanting to draw anime. I was like, oh, I'm drawing this. Even though all my characters came out looking like either Piccolo or Goku.
I got pictures of like dumb anime Goku type characters of like just doodling in class, and you got all your little forms. I remember when like in elementary school, I found out about the blackgoku.com. And it was all these like hood versions of Goku. They got with dreadlocks and braids. It was the best of times. So I know exactly what you mean.
But I'm gonna tell you when it really hit me, right? I was always looking at Dragon Ball, and you like, man, these dudes, they got all these muscles and they look dope. And then all of a sudden, you look at Trigun or Cowboy Bebop, and these people got zero muscle mass compared to Dragon Ball Z. And you just like, oh, I can draw that. Oh yeah, that I understand. Because that's how my body looks. They got bodies like me. So, you know, it was anime really like, people don't understand. They look at it like it's a cartoon or it's something, but it's so much more deeper than that because their stories can go. And then, of course, I fell in love with like this other show called Case Closed. And I already loved detective.
Yes.
So Case Closed was like oh snap, this joint is hot. I love it. Yeah,
Case Closed was like the first anime I could take to my mom and be like, "Hey, yo, sit down, watch this."
Yeah. What you watch the boy so late at night? Case Closed.
Oh goodness. So okay, what you got, bro?
I know for me is very not too dissimilar from Julian or Silk. The my first introduction to anime, similarly, my father watched Speed Racer. So for me, that was my first introduction to that. And then from there, Blockbuster was my main source before Toonami hit the bill for me. And when we would go to Blockbuster, I'd always go to the section where I found Speed Racer.
The designated section.
And it had an own little section. I started cherry picking from there, and I would see stuff like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, from that. And then, of course, obviously the same with all of y'all. You know, when Toonami brought it, you know, with old Moltar and the Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. And, of course, that really hit it, and I really enjoyed all of those shows. I can't really say where it kind of like got me hooked per se, but like all the good shows were really great, from Tenchi Muyo to of course Dragon Ball Z, and of course Gundam Wing, and so on and so forth. It just kept going on, and just watching it all the way up until now. Big O, Trigun, all of those big heavy hitters as well. Watched a lot of them, so that's pretty much where it led all the way up until now. And I really didn't get into reading manga per se until way later, though. Like I didn't really kind of fully think about the fact that these were probably comics adapted into cartoons. So that for me didn't come till way later. But otherwise, yeah, I was hooked, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep reading it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Just listening to everyone and kind of like how we all had those similar experiences. It's interesting because either your father was already into it, or like we all kind of had that same Toonami introduction. We were born in the late 80s. Like, your dad was like into speed racing and everything. I forgot, like my dad definitely like Astro Boy and Speed Racer, 8-Man, Gotcha Man, Ultraman, like all those classics. But yeah, for sure, it's funny when like between both and Silk, how they were kind of mentioning like when you be at school, that's when it kind of was the culmination because you could kind of see there was animated. I don't think we had shows that we really just blended and vibed over. Like you weren't just you talked about the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers sequential storyline. We was like the movie, like those were events by themselves. But like every episode is different. Like it was all encased in kind of like one gimmicky thing with that, and that was that. Whereas like when you got these series that actually had really dope storylines and characters that you could follow, you're like, okay, cool. Like this is different. And I remember like Toonami again, just the way they had the whole movie blocks. Like you would get like the Dragon Ball Z movie day, where like don't play the World's Strongest, Tree of Might. Like you just get all these classic DBZ movies, kind of like back to back to back to back. And yeah, like I think every school had them like, I want to be Gohan. I'm doing that special beam cannon. I'm gonna do the Kamehameha. Like like I don't think we was like emulating any other show as heavily as like kind of like a Dragon Ball Z or anything like that. So very interesting, like how all of us kind of had those same type of vibes for sure. So in contrast to that, that's where we come from. So now let's talk about where it is at now. So anime in 2020. A lot of us indeed. So I'll say for me, I am nearing 30. And so it's been interesting to see how tightly focused I am with anime now. It's very tough for me to just like hop into a new show. Like I literally just caught up with the anime of My Hero. I definitely want more of a maker now than anything. I like seeing good anime, but it's a lot of generic anime that happens so much. Like I feel like once we hit the 2000s, things became so repetitive. Not that there was nothing good, but you just had a lot of things that started to redo certain things.
I'm gonna have to agree with him.
I don't know.
I
gotta open up a can of worms. Yeah, I
gotta disagree. It's just I gotta disagree on one thing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna agree with Miguel because I guess I've probably been looking at it the longest, and certain things is different. The style is different. The story. But I kind of know where it's headed. I think that's my problem with My Hero. My Hero, and I saw it just reminds me of another version of Naruto. Just in a different setting, but the same type. And my last two that I got into that kind of put it on his head was I liked One Punch Man because it was a different spin. And then I liked Attack on Titan because of the seriousness of it. And it's not afraid to kill off like, oh, you liked him for 3 episodes. You don't.
That was 5 minutes into the show.
Yeah, for sure. Bodies.
Wow. So for me, it's kind of hard getting into certain type of anime. I hear that it's good. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, but it reminds me of like Naruto. It reminds me of the Pokemon and Naruto, the guy who wants to be the best. And I don't know. I don't think for me. Anime that's been holding my attention is you got to do something different for me.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily their fault, But
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly.
I think I've been watching it for so long that it's very hard. Like people want me to, man, just stick with my heroes. I'm like, it reminds me of Naruto. It reminds me of Naruto so bad. So that's why I have to agree with it.
And it's like, I mean, like I say, the 90s era is always, that's my bias because that's what I grew up in initially. So as a kid, everything that I saw back then was like the GOAT. But then like, even when I try to compare it to some of the later stuff, like I put peak shonen at Dragon Ball Z, right? Like you have some of the best interpretations of what a shonen anime is. And obviously it's flawed. Like, I mean, people can nitpick anything, but to me, Dragon Ball Z is all-time GOAT. It sits alone by itself. Like, and so I think like the stuff that came after, like when you have like you got Naruto, you got your One Piece. Now One Piece.
Well, see, but
go ahead.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you saying about the quality of anime. I disagree with the time period because in the 2000s, I think we still had good stuff. I mean, the Naruto anime came out in like 04, 03, or Bleach. When Bleach started, it was good. But we had that, One Piece. You had a lot of good stuff. But yeah, I think the issue is when we fall into like what's up, Joey?
When we say the 2000s, are like, where are we? Because I agree with you then, but where are we talking about? Like,
so I'm saying more current, like up to now.
5 years, or you talking about it right now?
I'm talking about more current.
But to compare it with
every
now,
10 years, really, honestly.
On Silk's point is we see these animes where we get these character tropes. Japan man, I see you mentioned in chat, Mineta. He's the pervert. We've seen the pervert countless times. You know, Bakugo. Bakugo is Vegeta. Kind of, let's be honest. Bakugo kind of like a Vegeta. It's the character tropes that you can see. Like I can see why Silk, even though I love my hero, I get what he's saying about it. It can remind him of other things. And I think Shonen is especially guilty of that, you know. Trying to imitate it. Let's be real. Naruto and Sasuke is also Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's the same trope. So when we look at the stuff that's happening today, I agree with Silk. Stuff like Attack on Titan or One Punch Man, where they take the formula and turn it on its head, you know. Especially One Punch Man. Like it's just
it's an anomaly how well it works. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So it really has to do something different to make it stand out. So there's not a lot of standouts right now. That's what I'm saying.
I think as far as media, so I don't know, even trying to compare like the different animes, it's like I can't help but also look at like everything else, or even like specifically music. Everyone can say this genre of music was always better here, or this when it was first started, it was better. Yeah. Like I feel like the same like kind of politics and different like lines of thought are and kind of transcend even with anime, and especially with if you're born in 2010, you just started watching anime in 2010, like that'll be your DBZ, or that'll resonate with you. So someone would definitely say Saitama is the best anime and the strongest person ever, and all you guys will still make a face and definitely do an argument like, nah, Goku, or yeah, such and such. It was like so like that same kind of thing, but I don't know, man. The fact that we have such a big source is that changes things.
I like what Remy's saying, but for me, I find that there's two types of anime watching. There's the one that used to watching like series, like a Naruto or a Naruto, One Piece, things that last a long time. But I've met ones that watch anime that just watch like Trigun and Cowboy Bebop, with 126 episode, something. This is a story. The end. We got to the end. Move on. So it depends on what your preference. Because to me, I realize for me that's my preference. I like a complete. Give me 20 odd episodes of the story, end it, and I can move on.
I agree 100%.
What happens, I guess, because within the series, you're gonna have your arcs that you like and you didn't like. Like with DBZ, for me, it will always be the Cell saga. I could literally just got when Gohan got Super Saiyan 2, defeated Cell, the end. And I was been like, I didn't like it too much until they got into really Kid Buu, when he really like was going ham.
Yeah.
And literally did final extinction and hey man, I just killed everybody on Earth.
Yeah,
and that
Buu did it.
I was like,
Buu did it.
Man,
When Super Buu said, when Super
got
Buu
it
walked
done.
up on Chi-Chi and he was like, "Do you like eggs?" And then he turned into an egg and stepped on it. I was like,
when he died and was still fine, I said, y'all gotta stop playing with Buu, man.
Yeah,
This man,
Buu was sick. I mean, what I like about Buu is Buu he didn't make threats. He just blew up all humanity.
Yeah. He just straight destruction.
He killed everyone.
Extinction. I just killed everybody on Earth.
and he had some hard music. His
Yeah.
theme music was
Hey, hey, you remember on Tsunami? On Tsunami, they used to show the clip of Kid Buu grabbing Vegeta's face like this.
Yeah.
Like that, right in his face, like he was mean.
He was mean.
Yeah.
So I think everybody has those arcs in each anime. Be like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. So I agree with Remy. It's a politic game that you got to play when you say that, because you don't know. Then you may have some who just like, with Brandon talk like Princess. I forgot the name, but they just like movies. Yeah, they just watch that. That is their anime.
So,
They just
but
watch
that,
movies.
so this is the point I was forgetting when I was talking, but you remind me. So it's like, I'm about to forget again too. But like the fact that we do have so much like anime, like, so let's be clear, there is still a lot of bad anime.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I can list off at least 5 animes that no one's ever heard of, because I should have heard of. So like I feel like it's some of the like, so even the fact that we have, I mean, we still don't show like anime like that stateside. Like it's still not like a thing. So the way we do consume it is not it's not the common way. So like I remember I have to go to find different websites. This is right when people start getting DSL at the house. Like I have to go to these different websites and try to remember them, and they'll have like a whole catalog of all the millions of different animes. So this is still early 2000s. There's hundreds of thousands of animes, but there's still only like, everyone still only remembers like the quintessential 10 and like the other good 20 that surround that 10. Yeah, and it's still like hundreds of thousands, just like there's millions of artists today. We don't care about the 900,000 of them, but there's still a lot of them. So it's like, I feel like the fact that we also have access to so much more, we're just now seeing like like a better word is it's not the media companies, but like these anime studios, like the politics that wrap around the anime studios, like the fact that they still do have to follow this script or have these kind of different tropes, like Brandon was saying with these characters, just like with any other movie. The same movies have been coming out for the past 100 years. It's still same formulas, but they just keep introducing new stuff, yada yada. So I feel like the fact that we just now know more and more anime and we're getting older and older, we're just now, all right, is this clicking more and we're seeing it more?
Yeah, I think it's just it's created me, and that's kind of what I was like. I just have picky when it comes to anime to get into, because I feel like I've seen what I consider top tier, and a lot of stuff tries to reach that. But at the same time, with the series, they go on so long, and sometimes I just can't make the time investment or commitment to do it. And two, I really, really, really like when stuff different versus like generic anime fighter character number 37 who has weird color hair and 2 or 3 power-ups or whatever, like it is interesting, like when you go back and think of a Cowboy Bebop, there is no power levels.
Yeah,
it's more of a drama. It's just a good story, has some comedic elements, but it's telling a story, and you can kind of like in on any episode and appreciate the character development, but then at the same time, like it's gonna end off in a good way. Same thing with Samurai Champloo, and that could just be a Shinichiro Watanabe type thing, but those condensed more like we're gonna give you a season, and that's it. You can want more. We may not ever do it again, but you can enjoy that. But then some of the serializations are good. Like I won't knock when I just caught up to season 4 of My Hero. I do feel like, okay, now we finally hit the good. Like this could be a really good anime. Like that, like the first half of season 4, and like right after, I don't know, we're doing the high school musical, but it's not terror bad. Like, and I don't want it to sound as if like all anime now is like uber garbage, gutter trash. But I do think the sea of choices is vast, and in that vastness, you do have a lot of just meh stuff. You know, you don't have a whole. You
Don't give me 10 seasons for no reason, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's why it's trash. And then the ones that you get into, it's like the plot or you either if it's really good, it's either like the animation's bad or either like it gets deep into spiritism or something like that. It gets in some just totally stupid weird to the point like crap. I like this, but it's like I can't really get with the plot.
right.
Well,
I can't really get with the plot.
what I can say that
It's right now I like, but it's like I can't get into the plot. It's just too weird. It's weird.
what I can say I do like about, I mean, there's like I said, it's tons of anime, but you can probably tell what the anime is about the first episode. You gonna know what it's about. Like you gonna tell if it's a fan service, if it's something crazy. You could tell it's just a Harlem, you know, Sword Art Online. You know, you can tell.
Relax.
I always speak truth. I know. Look, y'all, truth gonna hurt sometimes. It's true. Kirito's a man of the night. He's a gigolo. Anyway, yeah, but you could tell. So, but it's like, to your point, we're adults now. We got other responsibilities. So, in choosing what you want to watch, that's your time. So, yeah, it's not many I watch nowadays. So, yeah.
I would like to say that also too. To Mig's point, and all akin to everyone else, is that they're not really trying to innovate anymore. They're trying to just kind of copycat more and more. What's the most popular? What's going to be the most viewed? What's going to make the most money? Because at the end of the day, that's a business, and that's what they're trying to get.
Sure.
Back when anime probably was first starting, it was still a passionate thing, and so we had more passion projects than we had a business. And they're not trying to innovate. Like, for example, like with the mecha genre, they were just all copycats of each other, maybe with a little twist. You know, obviously Gundam was the one that first started it, and then you had the copycats like Code Geass, and then you had whatchamacallit with the Gurren Lagann. You had a bunch of copycats. They just put a little bit.
Gurren Lagann,
but don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not good. What I'm saying is it's a copycat. They're not trying to innovate very, very much. But then you had something like Evangelion, which tried to turn the mecha genre on its head a little bit and try to do something very, very different, as opposed to just a little bit different. So I think we're just in an age now where the business is taking over the industry side,
unfortunately,
as opposed to allowing people to just be different and do something different. And we see it. And so because we've kind of been along the road with a lot of these people, shared their passion for things that they like, and now the passion, in a sense, isn't no longer there.
Show his head whenever you get the chance. He's gonna pop his head up.
I mean, I'll give you an example. Like was it Gundam 00? When Gundam 00 first started, season 1 was amazing, but during the midst of season 2, you can even see it. During the midst of season 2, it changed. It wasn't no more like trying to tell a story. It was just trying to to exist, and that was it. And it
was trying to extend it.
Yeah. And it didn't need to.
Really, Gundam 00 was supposed to end. It was a set story. Like, okay, I see where it's going. And I was like, oh no.
I mean, it was supposed to end with season 1. That you could tell it was supposed to end with season 1, and it didn't, because the business side kept coming in, and it's just ruined it.
And we still got the best example, even with DBZ. Like, we can still always highlight that. Like, DBZ was like 100 episodes. It's supposed to be done, but
DBZ should have been done. I mean, Z should have been the end of it. Like, It's Super. I still don't like Super.
No, I'm referencing the Frieza.
Well, no,
thing.
I'm talking about
You still
GT.
gotta remember,
Like,
Frieza. It is supposed to stop after Frieza. Oh,
Yeah.
we got Super Saiyan,
Yeah.
who resembles like a
Well,
god. That was supposed to be the end of the show.
Well, and that coupled with the fact that what happened in Cell Saga wasn't because of Toriyama.
Yeah.
That was because his higher ups.
Exactly.
They
That,
told him,
exactly.
hey, you can't
just stop it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Like I think Sales Saga was supposed to be the
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the blend. He was the prototype.
Yeah.
He took he was every Saiyan, and it took Gohan because he didn't have his cell. He could go straight to 2. And then, you know, he defeated him with the dad, his father, son thing.
At that point, you could see transition go. If they would have kept going, I won't say correctly, but like I'm sure popularity wise, Goku still was number 1, right? But Gohan was supposed to take over that show. Like Gohan was supposed to become the guy because Goku was dead, you know. But like you see how they had to, wiggle it in and everything like that. But then, I'm glad you brought Dragon Ball Z up because I was thinking about that. Like you think about how they do.
I forgot they have Vegeta redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, Cell Saga is the greatest. But no, like you think about GT, which was like, okay, here is where he wants to stop. He is done. And the studio was like, nah, we got to keep this going. Like we got to keep making these big bucks. And it's like you see the decline in quality almost immediately with GT, and it's like Super has come, and then Super has its own thing where like I think Dragon Ball worked perfectly in the 90s where when HD anime became a thing, it's like, ugh, this is kind of nasty looking. Like, animation quality is kind of terrible. Like it didn't get good until like a lot later on. No, for sure. But even then, like it's like, oh, y'all made 2 movies. You got to put the movies in the anime now. Oh, okay. And then like, your story quality is in and of itself not the best as far as how it used to be. So all of that can be looked at as like, just the industry changing. I even think about it how Sonke was kind of bringing up with Gundam. I really think the example right now is One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man. Like from manga to anime, I love One Punch Man. The first season of One Punch Man is literally a passion project. It's literally like people saying, I don't need all the money. I know y'all can't give all the money, but I still want to come in. I want to just be a part of this show. And they made it look extremely cool. All like 12 episodes that we got. If number of episodes. But then you get season 2, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go back to like a regular studio, and we're gonna just try and kick this out. And there's such a decrease and decline in the quality of the anime, how they tried to structure the story. Because really, like that tournament in One Punch Man it's amazing in the manga, but you lose so much in that season because again, the budget wasn't there for them to be able to do it. And unfortunately, I mean, budgets and money is always a thing, right? But I think there were certain leeways that were given back at a different time versus now, where it's like, if you're not making money out the gate, if you're not in Jump magazine weekly or whatever, or monthly or whatever, you're not really going to be considered as successful and have that major backing. So yeah. Like, JL, is he still here? Oh, he just left. Okay, dang. I was gonna ask him if he had any input on.
I'm pretty sure
that
he did too.
Yeah, I want something, and I wish he was here.
Yeah.
But I guess we got 2 examples of, and not to cut you off, but I guess that'll be 2 examples of how they force money will force the series to keep its longevity. So like even like no knock to it because I still watch it, but like the money of Super can keep it keep it in your top 5 you have to watch kind of anime list. If that was a Netflix category, like they can keep that there. And then on the other end of the spectrum, what One Punch is like, this one deserves all the money. This one needs the money.
Yes.
But don't. And so it's like we have both of those examples, unfortunately, still involving with just like anime studio business or money or whatever you want to look at. And that's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah, but there has been some passion projects in there. I mean,
this is true.
Like, I'm sorry. Afro Samurai is just amazing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Afro Samurai is amazing. I'm still waiting on the sequel. Please,
but
give me a movie.
But that's the cool
another one.
Another one. The finality of it makes it good. You're never gonna get nothing as good as that. Like you got the second movie, but but
the further you get away from it,
It's
from
not-
that
it's
time
not what
frame,
we
most
wanted.
times you can't go
We
back
saw
to that
the
same
end of the
vibe.
anime. Man came back. We want to see what happened.
Yeah.
We want to see. Oh boy, grew up.
Yeah,
Oh, he back. He back.
I mean, but
okay.
all right, look. So let me say this by Jo in the room. Jo, you there, bro?
What's up? I was looking for my headphones. Sorry.
I just want to say this with you in the room. So we just was talking about how the big boys, big companies are putting their pockets in the creators and just telling them, hey, keep this thing limping on, give me another season, but there's one man who's not controlled. He's not controlled by them. All right. The George Lucas of anime. Who that boy is?
No.
That boy.
Oda.
You mean David?
Bro, Oda.
Oda is the only one who I don't care what anybody can say. No one has a better writing than that man.
Yes. That's all right. Shoot. Because now look, it's elephant in the room. This jump been on.
That is days of our lives.
It's been on forever.
It's been on my whole anime career life.
But unlike other stuff,
I had to get out that.
Oda clearly has a vision for it. Like you will watch.
What is it,
bro?
Keep it going forever.
One piece, bro. You don't even know what it is, bro. But that's the thing. It's cool that Junior feel that way because I was just like him. Now I'm sitting here with a straw hat on.
Bro, I have to get off that. It's not going to end.
It's going
I used to watch it. It was me and the brother in my old congregation. I had to tell he moved to Florida. I had to call. I said, dude, I had to get on the ground. This man is not going to end this.
You gonna end it? How many in it, bro?
Who is stronger now?
Look.
I can't know.
Okay,
the button. You definitely press the button.
But oh my God, that would be Blue Granddad. I'm like, oh my God.
Look, man. Look. So
it's another street. I can't do this. I can't do this, bro.
The reason why
I can't do it.
Amazing, man, is the character writing. Like literally, each one of these jokers in the show can have their own anime. Like it's really that good, and like that's why it just keeps rolling. You can tell that he's not just pumping out stuff just because he needs more money. He can do whatever he wants. Because guess what? No, there's no anime studio that's gonna say no to Oda. I mean, it's a reason why this thing.
But I feel like in that he's been around since.
So he doesn't need. Yeah. It's not like it's money that would drive him. On top of that, when you think about his writing or why I'm such a big fan of One Piece within itself, and the reason why it had to end it, it's kind of like you have to put it into the logic of it being something that's truly been prepared and written. Like you can't become a fan of Star Wars from seeing episode 1. Nobody likes Jar Jar Binks. No one was like, "Oh boy, Jar Jar Binks is like the one."
Jar Jar hard.
Gonna make me come.
Jar Jar is the hardest character in Star Wars, bro.
Like
Jar Jar Binks is better than Ray. I better stop. I'd rather watch the Phantom Menace than the Last Jedi. Oh no!
You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that perspective, right, where you take it away from I'm just watching another anime. Is this gonna be like something like Naruto? Is this gonna be like the Dragon Ball Z? Is this gonna be like no? Because it's not written to be that way. It's written for a world to be created, just like how Star Wars is. Like in Star Wars, if you watch just the movies, you're not gonna get it. Because you'll be like, well, how did Darth Maul show up in Clone Wars? Because it already it goes further because he died in episode 1. You're like, man, it ended. But it goes deeper. So the reason why I've been able to stick with it is because every single character, it's not about a power scaling. it's really just about the development of characters, seeing where this story is gonna go. And the show is not called Luffy; it's called One Piece because it's after something greater than just a character. If the main
You have
character, if
described
Naruto was to
every
die,
soap opera
that show
that
ends.
has ever been made. You have described every soap opera.
Hey,
And it's
look,
like soap opera.
but
I agree. One Piece is good. I read summaries of it. I go back after, okay, let me go read the summary what's been going on. But as far as watching it and I physically do not have the time for that. I talked
It is
to
true.
in a late interview. He said he has another 5 years. He said he could probably end it within the next 5. Hey, that was a probably.
Yeah.
He can keep this
Yeah.
going.
So
I
that
gotta
to
get on the
me,
right, man.
to me, and that
Like,
I think
I-
One Piece
me
should be
personally, I
it
think-
should be as good.
Because I agree with what OJ was saying with Star Wars, but it's like to the point that okay, we got all before Disney bought it, basically, in my opinion, ruined it. But we had all of this other lore in it that if you wanted to get into Star Wars and really get into it and find out about Darth Maul and what Vader been doing, you can do that. But it's like Oda did to the point, like, what if George Lucas said, you know what? Fuck all the other stuff. I'm just gonna keep making movies. So now it's Star Wars 36, and it's like, oh my god, could you please get this and somewhere else? And it's like that is One Piece. One Piece is like if you took all the lore in this, what if we're gonna explain everything and develop everything in your eyes, and it's good.
Well,
It's like, oh my god, this is good.
I mean, but see,
you don't want to be along for that ride. It's like, oh my god,
and I respect Silk's opinion on it too, because like he said, what I like about One Piece, it shows, it doesn't tell, it just show you. But
yes,
whether people like One Piece or not, what I appreciate it as a property is you brought up Star Wars, right? Star Wars is no longer George Lucas's vision. It's other people's.
Right.
Now with One Piece, this is solely Oda's. This is his baby. That's it. And Oda is Oda from back. He's from back in the day. He's back there with Akira Toriyama and Jump, and it's cool. It's cool. So I appreciate the fact that it's his and no one else can manipulate it, unlike other animes that we've seen, like we mentioned before.
And to your point,
Dragon Ball Super isn't like Dragon Ball Z or like how Sonke mentioned Gundam. What happened to Gundam 00 and stuff. So
no, and to your point, I do think and I agree. I think if I ever gave the time investment to One Piece, I would come out like y'all saying One Piece is the goal. I feel like it should be as long as it's been going on. He's been able to have creative time and develop. It should be the best, right? Like that's how. Now, if within that time frame,
it should be a model.
Like if within that time frame that is taken, is that good per se? I don't know, because it's been years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's outlasted Naruto. It's sticking with, like, Naruto took a hiatus, then came back with Boruto with a different writer. And to your point, Brandon, it was a little like Boruto has been completely different in reception wise as it was. And now Kishimoto is about to come back to Boruto, but you've already kind of soured a lot of things. Yeah, he is. And controversially, I like Boruto, the manga. I never watched the anime, and I heard it's hot gutter trash, and I believe that fully. But I do feel like the difference with everybody else up until Oda and maybe the dude who makes Berserk, they've been able to just handle their stories for years and years and years and years, and they make the money behind that, so that way they can keep doing that. I don't know if that's a good self-sustaining thing in and of itself, but I won't knock One Piece and discredit it completely. But yeah, okay. So that was a good segment. I think we talked everything out for the most part as far as like our introductions to anime and how we feel about anime in 2020.
Past introductions.
Yeah, for sure. So now it's time to get to these main events here. So I'm gonna explain the hot take Budokai Faito. Now this is a realm where in Dojo with each other. You know, you're not really supposed to like, you know, demolish your opponent or whatever, but you're supposed to like, you know, throw a different punch here, kick here. You know, y'all trying to match it up, get better at the same time. And so at the end of the day, right, I don't want this to come off as if like extra toxic. You know, someone says this is trash, this is the worst, and then like we run with it and that's it, and one person got to feel bad for their opinion. Whatever your opinion is cool at the end of the day. This is just a fun way to kind of get it out and express everybody feels about things. So with for sure. Now if you come and say some clown stuff like Hamtaro is the best action anime ever, then we might have some real problems. But anyway,
For real talk,
it is.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Hamtaro could stump Goku.
Ooh, all right. A little lost in the sauce there, but okay. Now, how the hot take Budokai Faito's work. We initially just bring up a topic, right? So we present a topic, and that's going to be the battleground, as it were. And then people can kind of choose sides. They can kind of say, I'm for this, I'm against this. And then for whatever side that you're on, like if you support whatever the argument is, you have 3 minutes to just explain your feelings on the matter. You can say, I like it, I dislike it for this reason. You can show some type of supporting piece of evidence, just one piece, whether it's a video or artwork or whatever. You can have that already ready. So that's why I try and get the topics out early, so that way people can know what they want to present if they do want to bring anything extra. And then the opposite side gets the same allotment, you know, for themselves as well. So it's per person. Everyone gets up to 3 minutes just to kind of talk in their piece. That way it's not like, you know, we all going rambling for 20 minutes and then going from there. And then after that, you know, if someone feels compelled from the other person's argument to switch sides or something, you can do that. And then you have your little results. And that's that. Now, to make it interesting, right? Like, again, the whole concept is that it's fun at the end of the day, and it's kind of like a game. So say, for instance, if everyone says, if we say, okay, between Pokemon and Digimon was better. If everyone agreed that Digimon was better, which they should, then literally at that point, you know, at that point, we don't have to like have a back and forth about it. We can all just kind of like give our own impressions about it and talk about it and whatever like that. Now, let's say in that same scenario, someone said, nah, I really like Pokemon. Let's say 2 people out of 6 people said, nah, I really like Pokemon. I can make an argument for this. Cool. So since they have an overwhelming amount of people siding against them, then they can cast something called a Muto Jutsu. And they can do this at any point in time. And what a Muto Jutsu does is basically whenever another person is trying to speak or present or something that they don't want to have them present at all, they can just completely cut them out of the conversation. Now they can still be here. You know, we don't leave them, we don't drop them off the pod or nothing, but for that round, they can't say anything. That's if there's an overwhelming, you know, advantage on one side or the other. Now, if it's only literally one person, like in the same context of Pokemon versus Digimon, if one person says, nah, man, Pokemon the best, and like 5 people are against that one person, then they get a powered up version of the Muto Jutsu. And it's called we don't have to remember this name, but I like saying it. So it's a special series, Super Gallic Destructo Mewtwo Jutsu times 33. And with that, basically, that person is completely gone from like nothing. They can't present anything. They can't say nothing or anything like that. And on top of that, each team gets something called what's called a Keikaku silencer. So if y'all have never, Keikaku means plan. And so when it comes to the evidence, that's like the portion of the Keikaku silencer that affects it. So if you cast that, you basically negate someone's evidence. It can't be brought back up, even when y'all are trying to discuss like results and see, you know, who wins the Budokai Faito, if you will. So that's how it works. I know that can be a lot on the first go around, so we'll take this kind of slow. But as far as for our one of the first requested topics that we talked about in our group chat on Discord was who is the smartest anime character.
Oh, dear.
So if if people want to just kind of throw out some names, and maybe if we could just stick to like 2 of them, if we can all agree on 2 that we want to go head to head with, and then we can run it from there. So just throw some names out there. Who y'all think is the smartest anime character that you've seen?
Conan Edogawa.
Setku.
You know.
Okay, so we got who is Seku?
From Dr. Stone.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Dr. Stone, okay.
Yeah.
I'm siding with Sonke. I'm saying Conan. That's who I thought of immediately as well.
Conan, you talking about the detective?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, case closed, Conan.
Yeah, case goes.
I'm gonna go with Jo.
Okay.
Anyone got a lot? Are we still taking ideas, or we got to pick sides?
I mean, at this point, we have 2 for Conan. Sounds like we got 2 for Seiko.
Nobody else watched NGNL, right?
No game, no lie. I never did.
JL
I
watched
don't think
it.
I've seen it.
I think I've seen it for a
seen it.
second.
No, I've seen it. It's good.
But I didn't.
So
I
you
didn't
gonna say
remember all
both?
the
You
names,
go?
That's not his first person that he thought of, so he think they dumb. All right, he already said his answer.
Not like BJ
All
was
right.
about to get. Song is about to get to it. Like, yeah, it's 2 of them. It's not.
Yeah, it's
not
2 of them,
technically.
brother and sister. So you pick one or both of them, because they're basically the 2 characters in one. In a sense, that's what they talk about. What they call it, blank. Yeah, they call themselves blank.
So you're running with R-Dot.
I am.
You a Dr. Stone fan?
I'm 1000% fine with Dr. Stone. So let's run myself.
Exactly. I knew it. All right. So who you running with?
Ooh, I ain't never watched Dr. Stone like that, so I don't know. I really
You seen
don't.
Case Closed?
Is she with
I
Case
didn't watch
Closed
Dr.
then?
Stone like that. Yeah, I might go with Case Closed. I've seen that.
Okay. There we go.
I couldn't really argue with something I ain't never watched.
I feel you.
That's your problem.
Dang.
Nobody would want no Dr. Stone. Ain't never respect the gadget. That's what I'm saying. Like, respect the gadget clone.
That's the ultimate disrespect. Okay.
Respect the gadget me for an innocent Dr. Stone.
So we'll be nice. We'll let the Dr. Stone fellas try to convince us as to why they would say Seiko from Dr. Stone. I hope I'm saying the name right.
No, let's flip on it.
Senku.
Oh, you want to flip on it? Okay. Oh, we can go to the random.
It's 3v3, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3v3. So hold on.
Tell
let me
us to
see,
go
let me
first.
see. Y'all don't want. I mean, all right. Hold on. Random coin toss.
I'm broke. I ain't got no coins.
That's rigged, off it.
Nah, we on Google right now. Hold on.
Rigged. It's
Oh, we
your-
gonna use it.
Don't let them go first. Tell us why I respect the gadget cousin. I'm smart.
Oh, that fake Dennis the Menace looking.
Right. These baby kids.
All right. Can y'all see? Can y'all see the screen? All
All right.
right, I'm gonna flip it. So,
Three.
so Headstone tells Conan. Flipping.
Man, that thing lagging.
Damn.
All right, it's tails. It's tails.
All right, y'all old people go first.
All right, then.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with it. So I'll set a timer. You got me on the clock. All right, bet that's a lot better. That's a lot better. All right. I'll go first.
It won't take that long.
Hey, let me
Exactly.
before we start.
Okay.
It won't take
It's 3 minutes for your whole team.
No, 3 minutes per person. Per person.
Dear.
All right. Okay. All right. On you on 3. 1, 2, and begin.
All right. So Conan Ichigawa is obviously the Sherlock Holmes of our times when it comes to anime. Mans can figure out anything. And he's so smart because he's stuck in the childlike body. He still can show up to every crime scene. You know, he can still observe the situation, figure everything out while still playing like, you know, I'm just a kid. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. And he got the super 007, spy gear. You know what I'm saying? He takes over. He literally takes over a whole person. He shoots him with the trank dart. So that means he's accurate every time. He never misses. So you shoot him with the trank dart, lay him out, but still make it look believable, and explain the whole crime in detail, right? So, no, he may not be smart enough in the scientist's way to grow back up and end his show, but when it comes to him pointing them fingers and making them accusations, he's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? He's unmatched. And I could leave out on that. I'm done.
You got girls?
It's over with. It's over with.
His charm does not say anything about his intelligence. That's irrelevant.
Exactly.
That's irrelevant.
They hate it. They big hate it. And plus he get young girls and teenage girls.
That's the worst part.
Sonke taking the stage. Go ahead, Sonke.
Next.
You got 3 minutes, bro.
All right. Well, to Japan Man's credit, yes, this man is based off of Sherlock Holmes, the greatest detective ever created, who can deduce anything from just looking at it. I mean, this man, he solved the case literally based off of people when they went to go wash where the water was on they shirts. Like, just where they water was on their shirts. He knew who the murderer was. That man's intelligent. He's great. And he's still a kid. So as far as intelligence is concerned, being able to do that, and especially in dealing with other people, he's got the cake. And that's all I got for y'all.
Another W.
Ah, man, he ain't saying that.
I like to wash your hands.
Silk.
You got 3 minutes, bro.
Oh! I can say it won't take me long. This man is a child version of Sherlock Holmes, as he said. That man took the stuff that made the anime so good. That it was stuff that you was missing up on. You were watching, like, oh crap! I ain't even noticed. I ain't even know. I was watching the anime. I ain't even noticed he. That was part of the whole plot series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I enjoyed it. That part that Dr. Stone mess, he's so smart. He's so smart. He should stay where he at. But anyway, we'll let y'all figure it.
Who got the best shoes? Who got best shoes in anime right now? Conan hit the little dial on his shoes. He kicked them soccer balls, and they beam you right in the face. You already know the accuracy. The accuracy. You can't fight it. All right, y'all go ahead.
Hey, Dr. Stone team, y'all ready to throw rocks on these boys?
Yeah, BJ, start us off.
All right,
hold on. Let me get this timer for y'all.
Hey.
Who going first?
Hey,
you want to go first?
Go first, JL. I'm behind you.
I'll go first.
All right, I got you.
It ain't gonna take me long to destroy this.
All right, I'm gonna count you down. 3, 2, 1.
First, he came in with he's the Sherlock Holmes. First off, Conan was already an adult, already an established detective, then was turned into a child, so they don't even realize it. We're gonna talk about Dr. Stone. This man was encapsulated when all the other people went unconscious. He was able to count down exactly how long he was encapsulated by keeping time in his head. And then while doing that, he said, I don't want to break out during the winter because I'll die in the cold. He said he already knew what season he was counting because he knew what month he got capsulated. And then after he was capsulated, he said, this is what hour I'm on. Okay, this is where I'm at. Okay, this is where I'm going. Then he came out, and the first thing he did was he said, I have to figure out how to make shelter. I have to figure out how to make fire. And he did it. Case closed. Yes, he's the Sherlock Holmes in a body, but he did not create his watch. He did not create his shoes. So at least he could be like Batman and actually have developed his own stuff, but he didn't even do that. He just paid out somebody. They gave him the stuff. Whereas Dr. Stone has taken it from literally stones,
but stop it,
and moved them, and then moved them. He's moving the people ahead in time. Even his father in the show. See, I feel like I'm spoiling.
Yeah, I don't spoil it, bro. Don't
I
spoil
feel
it.
like I'm spoiling.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. But just the first episode, he crushes Mr. Sherlock Holmes, because if Sherlock Holmes was in the same situation, he would have came out of that capsule and he'd be dead in the winter.
Everybody be dead.
Because he ain't got no clothes on.
He wouldn't even be there in the first place.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all
Hey.
he a Japanese version of Superman.
So we know, bro. We know. All right. Who going next?
Right here. Hey, J.O., pat that ball, bro.
He's a funny rock, man.
I got you.
This man is a Japanese version of
We about to cast a Muto no Jutsu on Silk, man. He
Quick.
mad.
Quick.
All right.
All right, I got you.
Fighting back to the past.
All right, Brad, I'm gonna cut you off.
All right, come out, bro.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Bro, let me tell y'all about y'all. Sherlock at home, great value, manager special, Conan. All right, look, man, this dude, y'all know Senpuku, when like a samurai stab they 7 stuff. Pretty much what Japan man did when he said, I quote, that he ain't smart enough to turn himself back into an adult. Bro, if that was Senku, he would already been an adult already. Like, that's it, man. That's it. And to my brother J.O.'s point, y'all know how long this man was petrified for? 3,700 years.
They don't.
Bro.
3,700 years. He counted.
So he can count, bro. That don't make him smart, though.
Bro, okay.
You can't even count.
You know what Conan can do? All Conan can do is piece together stuff. He can do a puzzle. You know what Senku did? Senku said, hey, I need gunpowder. Made it. All right. He said, hey, we need a functional society. He made it. He did it with these. That's what y'all missing. Y'all missing right here, right? So what I'm saying, man, Conan, man, he a kid, man.
Kid with kid problems.
Yeah, with kid problems. Yeah, man, whatever, man. And that's the thing, though. He's still in his problems. That's the problem. Dr. Stone, right?
Dr. Stone
problem.
Samurai
all right. Y'all ever run no two, silent. All right. Look, this the problem, right? See, Conan still got his issues. You ever hung out with somebody that always trying to fix somebody else's problem but won't fix their own? That's a raft in your eye. Right? That's what that is. Boy, Simple, he fixed all the problems. All right. Even his buddies are like, "Hey man, I got this problem." He like, "All right, look, we just gonna go 40 miles, scrape off this rock, and I'm gonna get this bird to poop on it, and we gonna have medicine, dog. It's gonna be good."
Yeah, see, y'all forgetting the point. And Dr. Stone to be like, and by the way, y'all gonna die in another 10 years. But you know what? I'm gonna encapsulate myself and wait for the next generation to come.
That's not even the
plot. That's season 4. We still on season 1.
That's season 8.
Juliet, Silk know the formula.
Hey, look. Oh, with that hate, man. Hey.
Gone swear, man. Conan been in that same body for 20 years. Why he ain't out yet?
Hey, you got a problem.
His case closed is the one piece of detective anime. That's all.
What's wrong with him?
First of all, the case ain't even closed. It's still open.
All right, Ardot.
All right.
Go ahead and bring your own heat to the pool. Go ahead.
I ain't got much to say.
That's good. Keep it nice and short.
So Senku,
we already see how this going.
The big brainness of Senku, off rip. No one else is touching that man. He's revived a whole civilization. There was 0 people. Adam and Eve couldn't do this. They ruined everybody's life. Senku probably was. Let's start there. But despite all of that, this man's life was in danger every second of his life. Conan was just a little kid and he was adorable. Senku was Kept man's with the sword every day, running about him while he's trying to think of the big brain plan. He had no preserved technology. Everything was from scratch. Everyone was dying around him. He was still inventing stuff while doing that. Man invented a whole cell phone and cell phone network while curing someone of cancer. Like, how you multitasking at the same time and still trying to?
That man dying. Y'all tell me, you know what? Let me find out. Let me create something where I can call people. Man, don't stop this.
It's over. It's over, guys.
Yo, I can hate on that. Yo, what? It's still lines. It's still uncivilized. Cats ain't got no shoes on, and he's still.
I just want to know in my head is, what happened when the murder started happening, and then they ain't got no detectives. Cause who gonna solve them? The doctor.
Sekou.
The doctor gonna solve them and still make the medicine too.
See, here's the thing
Dr.
about
Stone
Sekou.
killed him and then solved it himself.
No, here it is. I'm gonna give you a real big brain example of the show. They had to revive somebody for their own survival because they're being chased by lions. They had to revive somebody who he already kind of knew mentally was off. So after they revived him, the guy came back, he protected him, gave them food, but Sekou was already planning for when he turns and goes crazy. Yeah. He had already planned that 6, 7, 8 months in advance. He said, no, he's going to go off. And when he go off, I'm going to let him believe what he wants.
We going to be ready.
He continued to implant a thought into his mind that the back of his head is always in pain. Then, when that guy finally snapped after 9 months, he wanted to kill every last human being on Earth. Sekou said he's reviving every person on Earth. The guy said, I'm going to have to kill you. He said, that's fine. Do whatever you have to do. He made him strike him. He said, just make sure you finish it quickly. He made sure he struck him in the back of his head. What was still in the back of his head? A piece of the capsulated stone that he did not want to take off, just in case he had to come across a person that was going to kill him. And then he was revived because he already gave them the serum to bring him back and attach his. Don't tell me.
Y'all not thinking 9 months in advance at gunpoint. Y'all got the gun to y'all.
So at this point in the junction, what we gonna say is we agree to disagree because I ain't motivated. I ain't motivated to come up with no strategy.
I got a counter argument. I got a counter argument for this.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. This right here, what y'all saying to me, this sounds like manufactured intelligence. For the story's sake, he has to be smart. Conan, they show us him being smart. They teach it makes sense to me. Oh, I get why he say that. No, see, your boy Sekou, the story requires him to go through these things, so he has to be this intelligent. Next week he'll be intelligent even more so. Like why? What? Why? Why wasn't he this smart before?
Exactly.
Manufactured intelligence. The story requires him to be as smart as it need to. What would Sekou have done if the old boy just stabbed him in the stomach? What if Sekou would have done if he chopped him in the front of his neck instead of the back of his neck? He wasn't planning for that, was it? It's manufactured intelligence. Manufactured intelligence. Okay, he's intelligent by means of the story, and that is it. Conan, he is not intelligent because of the story. We see him be intelligent. It makes sense.
Yes.
Sekou is just like like the Super Saiyan of intelligence. He has to go to Super Saiyan level 3 because that's what the story requires.
For being smart. How you have smart
His plot intelligence. See, Goku, he didn't learn how to become Super Saiyan Blue, so he just became Super Saiyan Blue. Sekou, he didn't earn his intelligence. He was just handed to it by the plot.
It don't sound like he ever struggled.
Okay, and Conan he was already a famous detective. But then you can't see stuff in the episode because you don't see it until you see it through his eyes. So technically, when he see that stain on the shirt, it wasn't drawn until he saw the stain on the shirt.
Nah, but they let you know they give you the clue. They give you the clue. You know what's happening. You know what's happening. Anyway, all right.
They gonna draw water and be like, "Oh, he used tap."
Next thing you know, you're gonna be telling me Seiko just made water come out the rock because he has that intelligence, right? No, man, no, that's not intelligence. That's not intelligence.
First off, no, you're right. It's not intelligence. It's physics, and he understands that.
This is my saying.
Nice special. All right, look, so now we can go to the next one.
Look, now hold up. Okay, just said, what if homeboy got punched in the stomach? What if D-Facts came out the corner? What he gonna do? He a little kid. You know what? He gonna be.
Man, people don't try to take Conan before. Conan been surviving.
Man, forget that.
Man, Conan.
Man.
Seiko gonna be captain, counting down the time.
Bruh.
What?
We all
Conan always gotta get saved by his tall girlfriend.
I want to see that little kid kill y'all cancer. All right, that's just all.
Sorry.
Maybe he can solve the puzzle.
He'll kill me after he builds the next cell phone. Then he'll kill me with it.
Yeah, he sounds like a monster, to be honest. So you saying he left a piece of stone on the back of everybody's neck just to make sure that he can kill them?
Nah,
just him. Just himself.
Because he's smart.
Okay.
The plot requires him. I bet you that piece of stone wasn't there when he first woke up.
Exactly.
The plot requires him to have
it. Was.
The plot requires him to have
this. Happened like 50 episodes.
The whole episodes.
All right, we're gonna hop into the next topic.
I gotta stop this.
So the next one is Avatar the Last Airbender considered anime? So it's Avatar the Last Airbender considered anime? So that first one was a little bit more just goofy. This one is actually probably one you gotta actually kind of think about a little bit. So what say is the general populace?
Man, I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
I'm saying in spirit, yes. You can tell when they did Avatar, they was my
hold that heat, bro. We need it, bro. Say that.
It would be a hot take. My answer is yes, but it's a hot take because I'll leave that alone. Y'all talking about Speed Racer before, which was one of my favorite kid shows, but I forgot. Like I never considered it as an anime growing up, but
it is. Though.
I know.
I'd agree that it's an anime. It came out on Nickelodeon at the time, which made me really not want it to be considered anime, but I will consider it an anime in all intent and purposes. What about you, BJ? You the last one. What you say?
I think it's still in the car.
I'll agree with Julian. In spirit, it is an anime.
Yeah.
That's where it ends.
Okay. All right, cool. So cool. That was an easy one. We all agree. Avatar the Last Airbender, probably one of the greatest ever produced.
The first season.
Only the first? What you mean?
I mean, Aang, man, I don't mess with Katara, man. I don't mess with her, man.
So do you mess with Toph? What you mean?
No, I'm talking about the second Avatar.
No, you talking about Korra?
Oh, I never watched that.
We're not talking about that. I'm about to say
on top of that girl.
Yeah, okay. So now, if we all agree on that, then the next topic is: so if the Last Airbender is considered anime, then who would win in a fight between Aang versus Krillin? Aang from the Last Airbender and Krillin from Dragon Ball Z.
Krillin.
I'm Team Krillin. I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm Team Krillin. So me and Silk is already.
What's wrong with y'all? What is water? Stop! Y'all stop this, man.
Don't give them the goods. Don't give them the goods yet. Don't give them the goods. Let's see what they're gonna say.
They were literally knocking people.
Hold on, wait.
Wait, you gotta save your argument.
Please stop.
Hey, Jack. John, what's up?
He has stuff away.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I gotta think about this one because
it's not thought. It sounds like, oh my God, Aang could do something. But when you really think about it, what they did.
Hey, wait, hold on.
No, I pick Aang. I pick Aang.
You pick Aang? Okay. Okay, cool. So we getting the
And
battle
I'll
going
tell
on. We
you
getting the
exactly
Budokai
why I
going on.
picked him. Go
No,
ahead.
wait, hold on.
Wait, hold on. We
I
gotta
wanna-
wait till
for all the
till
people who
teams are
like Aang,
decided.
Okay.
please tell me why.
Okay, which
Please.
one?
Okay, what's up?
Please stop.
Aang.
Aang.
Okay.
Remy, what you got?
Stop. Y'all thinking too deep. It's not even that. It'll make me think like that. I was on Aang when I got to thinking about that. I was like,
That's how I'm torn though, low key. All right, so not to throw any heat, not to throw any evidence for anybody, but I want to say Aang, but every other real aspect is it's just Krillin. So I don't know.
You gotta pick a side. You gotta decide, bro. Whose side you gonna be on, bro?
I want to debate, so I want to say Aang. I really want to say Aang. I'll go with Krillin, but I really want to say Aang.
All right, cool. Another one for Krillin. Brandon, who you going with? Mr. Strawberry.
Let's do Aang, boy.
I knew he was gonna do it. All right. All right, cool. So I'm ready to do this. Get the timer up, Brandon. Get the timer up. I need all my 3 minutes for this one.
oh my
Let's
God.
flip. We got flip.
Oh, we got flip. Okay, we'll flip. All right, hold on. Let me share the screen again. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be so funny. Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna do the flip again. Y'all can see the screen. We flipping.
All right.
Tails.
Aang.
Oh, we didn't even say it. Okay. So heads Aang, tails Krillin. We'll do it again. This thing only picked tails. Okay, all right. So that's on super rigged. All right. So,
all right, you up first?
Yeah, count me up.
All right.
Actually, no,
right.
Silk, you want to go first? I went first last time. You go first?
Yeah, let him go first, man. He got something.
Go ahead and get it off the show.
Because I want to hear I want to hear why y'all say Aang. I want to hear this.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to him.
I was torn with this question. Real, I'm picturing them fighting my head. I'm like, it won't even last that long. It lasts that long. It's not fair. It let me know DBZ is really not fair. Technically, it ain't fair.
It's a cheat code.
But I want to hear what
I'm gonna go.
I want to hear this.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
3 minutes, man. Go ahead.
All right, so Krillin is one of the strongest humans on the planet. Now, he is a human. He is not a Saiyan. So he's not on the level of no Goku or nothing. So does he get amazing spotlight and shine? No, but you have to remember, from Dragon Ball to early Dragon Ball Z, Krillin was in the World Martial Arts Tournament, not just fighting no plebeians. Like he was fighting like OG people that was like really, really strongest in the world at that time. And he's been trained on different planets. He's had his potential unlocked by the whole Namekian race. So Mans is on some other levels than anybody else on this planet. Like, I don't even think Yamcha got hands like Krillin do. So that being said, Krillin in and of himself can key up. He can get even more powerful. He's fighting alien races. He's fighting other humans. He's fighting other like animals and stuff like that. He's still here. He's still around, right? Got the Master Roshi training in mid-wave. He knows how to shoot a beam, not just no element, water, throw some dirt at somebody, hit him with some air blast or anything like that. No, Krillin know how to do actual beams of power and send it to your face and knock you out. Put holes through you. He got the Destructo Disc, arguably one of the original best actions in Dragon Ball Z, when he says Destructo Disc, throws it, and Vegeta, was like trying to help his homeboy out because Nappa was going like, I'm gonna just catch it. Nah, you catch that, it's gonna tear you in half like it tore that mountain in half back there. And he can control it. He can do this, and this, and them Destructo Discs gonna follow you like heat seeking missiles and still get you out of here. So like you're not just gonna disrespect Krillin. And I know what y'all gonna say. Because this is how it is. I'm giving you stuff that happens in the show for a reason. Because in Avatar, you're gonna be like, nah, but he going to the Avatar state, or no, he's just an airbender, and so when he's an airbender, he can suck the breath out your body, and then you just gonna die. And it's like, no, he never did that in the show though. He never did that in the show though. So don't even try and say that. type of argument because Aang, yes, he can go into the Avatar state, whatever. Krillin will put them hands on that man and knock him out before he going into any type of Avatar
None of that
state.
would literally work.
He gonna lay him out. He got the Ki blast, like I mentioned. He got the Destructo disc. Everybody in Dragon Ball Z can move extra fast, so he probably just gonna pop up right behind Aang right quick, give him a quick 1-2. Aang sleep. He's super sleep. Like that's just how it is. And I think he wear weighted armor just like Goku and stuff. Like he did some pretty intense training. Y'all not just gonna hate on Krillin. So yeah, I mean, I said I was gonna take 3 minutes, but I mean, I feel like it's in the bag already, so I could end it right there.
I go. So let me go. And, all right, I was torn with this. I was angry. I was like, man, you know, he controlled all the elements and they just train and stuff. But I realized in reality, none of that will be all of that. If I could control the elements in DBZ, I took Aang and put him in DBZ. If you had a guy that can control all the elements, that would be useless. That would be completely. Aang cannot fly. He had to use air to fly. I was saying, okay, Aang throw boulders at them, and they get kicked through mountains and still come out. Water doesn't. Nothing would work in from Aang. Aang can't fight. He has no hands. He has like no hands. He doesn't move super quick. He literally would have, like I said, he would have to suck the air from Krillin, if that's possible. If that's possible. I mean, it's not even that hard, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not fair. It's not really fair. It's not fair. That was a crazy question.
No, you good. You know.
So that's all. I'm saying, I'm just being honestly with this. It's not even like, no. It's stupid.
All right, Sanke, take us home, bro.
Nah, Sanke did Aang.
He did Aang? Who else said? Oh, you said Krillin. All right, come on, R.
So that was my thing too. I was like, all right.
Like, please tell me. Like, what is this? This is garbage.
All right, Remy.
I had to keep thinking, like, since the Avatar state is such an OP thing, like it's such a whatever thing. I was like, okay, cool. And the elements too. Like, you can't play with elements. That's true. But they're gonna say, like, in a realistic sense, nah, that really doesn't matter. Even with the power of Krillin, like Krillin, y'all remember that too. Krillin been fight, like he's a wise guy at this point. Like, it's been decades. So it's like, all right. He got decades of experience of hands of all kind of different hands. He's died too many times. Aang ain't died like that. He can't, like, he's got, he knows how it is to be on both sides of the fence. He's been around people who've been who have surpassed him, who have like just engulfed him in power. Like he still knows how to like still stand on his own, or he still doesn't back away from anything. And like it just even unflinching, like even Dragon Ball Day, like he'll run up and just punch a dude. And like that's not a. If it was like a street versus like nerdy cat, like Krillin's the street guy. Like he'll just put a hands on Egg that quick, and like there's no reason for Avatar state. Your state is dead before you get to that point.
If he gets one of those DBZ, those DBZ combo attacks where they do that last move, and you go through, like I ain't gonna get out of that. Like if he gives a combo move like that, like a 3-piece. Like,
all he gotta do is blind Aang. You know when they do that thing, like this.
He has
and
a solar flare.
Screen light up. You do the solar flare. You know with the solar flare, Aang not gonna know what to do, bro. He's asleep, bro.
Hey, y'all hear these Krillin fanboys, bro? Y'all hear it?
And no one ever say they're a Krillin fanboy. No one ever existed.
I'm not a Krillin fanboy.
You gotta respect it.
That's totally different. It's like. Nobody in Avatar is standing a 3-piece DBZ combo. Nobody get that knee to the stomach, throw through 2 mountains, and get back up talking about some on the next episode of Dragon Ball.
Because I was thinking, even with the elements and stuff, that was somebody's move. Like they encapsulate them like in something,
Fam,
like
they've
a whole
been hit
bunch
with
of rocks
fire
and
so
stuff.
many times
Yeah.
with rocks and stuff. They fine. They cool.
They say even the Kai, like it resembles fire. It's a fiery shimmer. Like so, like they power up, they put themselves in fire. Like, yeah, this helps me. Give me fire real quick.
All right. So we'll let y'all go. Who wanna go first? Who wanna go first?
Man, I go last this time, man. I got this. J.O. okay, y'all wanna disrespect these man beliefs
Again.
Bro,
Does Aang have any girls? Again.
Oh yes, he does.
Y'all don't even want, man. Come on, Krillin pulled 18.
okay.
Krillin pulled 18. That should automatically give him the GOAT status. Y'all already know that.
She's a cyborg.
Nah.
She a real.
Nah.
Fam, he loved the robot form and the human form. He got his.
But he started off in the robot form. He practically fell in love with Xbox and then was like, I wanted to be a human.
So you know you don't care about no avatar.
That's a man who don't care about life right there. He literally.
You don't care about life.
Look,
Damn.
man, I got stop the clock, man. Stop.
All right, I got you.
All right, go ahead, Brandon. Tell me, please. Maybe you'll change my mind. I was on Aang. I got that now, boss. It's not gonna work.
First of all, right.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all played Pokemon before.
Yes.
Y'all played Pokemon before, right?
Yes.
All right. So the starting stage is Caillou, right? And he can go different ways, right? If you get him a normal stone, he gonna go to Krillin. Whack. You get this man Elemental Stone, he gonna go to Aang, bro. He gonna be beast, bro. But he gonna be amazing, bro. I'm about to tell y'all why.
You say Caillou?
Exactly.
Did we start with Caillou?
Get down.
They both come from Caillou. The evolutions of Caillou. You got to know that. All right. The end stage is Saitama. So that's another discussion. All right.
I like this
So
universe.
look, man, they fight each other, right? Aang gonna wipe this man out. I mean, Japan man brought the point. He can just suck it out his body.
It's
True.
not gonna happen.
Wait, hold on. He can do that. All he gotta do is put a pillow on his mouth because guess what? Y'all boy ain't got a nose, bro. He ain't got a nose.
Oh my God.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
All of that, bro.
Right out
Y'all
the way,
seen
bro.
what he did. Y'all seen what he did to the Fire Lord, bro. He took his bent in the way, right? Because guess what? Aang can mess with energy too. Guess what a key blast is? It's energy. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Krillin still swole though.
You said what?
He's still swole though. He's still muscled out.
Still swole? Yeah, okay, but guess what?
Krillin gonna put hands on him.
Here's a question that I posed to y'all.
Go ahead.
Out the two mentioned, all right. Who took a nail? Who died? Who died?
Wait, did Avatar die like multiple times?
Been near death plenty of times.
Ain't died an old man.
He reincarnated.
Yeah, no, but no, we said Aang.
We did 3,000 episodes to get what we need.
Who got cut in half though, Mike? Got cut in half.
Who more resilient? Who kept coming back? Krillin had the horn put through him. He been blowing up. He still come back and he's still fighting.
Blowing up and sliced.
So are we talking about who's unwise and who's wise? Because that don't sound like a good situation.
Just think about it, right?
Sound like a follower.
We talking about Aang, right? The fact that he can master all these different elements. Okay, think about the things we seen on Avatar. We seen dudes trap people in the ground with rocks. They can't move. Like we seen that. We seen Aang. Seen that. He utilized ice. We seen that. We live in an elemental world, man. It don't matter. what Krillin doing.
Okay.
It would not work.
In the words of Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown, I think.
Shut up.
Tell me how you gonna do it with no air. I don't know how you gonna do it. How you gonna do it? I mean, it don't think about this. We can drown Krillin. We can't drown him.
Your 3 minutes up, bro. Your 3
Yeah.
minutes up.
I
Get him up out
understand
of here.
what you're saying.
Get him up out of
You
here.
don't get a chance to do that. I understand what you're
Krillin
saying.
ain't that fast.
I'm like, okay.
Man,
Maybe
Krillin
you
like 40 years old.
Have you played
Maybe
Budokai 3? Can
get a chance to
Krillin
do it.
teleport behind you? Can Krillin teleport behind you?
Krillin ain't never did that in the show.
Krillin can teleport,
You
bro.
would instant transmission on that man and literally snap that man neck. Like,
And when
He give him the
hit in the neck,
generic shoulder chop.
not even
he hit in the neck, and he gonna go into the avatar state. He gonna say, he gonna do that. He gonna be avatar state. And it's game.
And right where I ain't going to advertise straight, that went 2,000 to shut your distance. Straight, it's over.
It take him forever. No,
No, it don't. No, it don't.
It don't take him long, bro.
No, it
It
don't.
don't take him long, bro. You mixing him up with special beam
It don't
cannon.
take long.
He do this,
It don't take long.
whoosh, and then he can split the
Yeah,
beams in half.
no. The stuff don't take long no more.
if we're playing by the rules of the show, he gotta say, destructo. He gotta say it before he do it.
Fam.
Oh, I ain't gonna know.
All right,
Ain't gotta
who
almost
next on your
die to
team?
do it.
Who next on your team talking? Who's trying to bring this home for them?
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Let me turn my camera off.
I got
Not yet.
Oh, what happened?
Convince your boy, man, because I can't do it. I was on Aang. I was like, you know what, Aang can do that, man. I got to think. I like, no, not realistic. No, not really. Not really. It's a cheat code. It's not really fair. It's not fair for Aang. It's not fair.
He was. Ain't putting them hands.
It's not
Earth, Wind,
even
and
the
Fire.
same type of show, man. It's not even the same type of show.
He gonna hit you with that. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's it. That's what's gonna happen, man.
Well,
on 12th of September.
I can make mine. So,
All right, I got you.
if we're gonna go by the rules, then Aang's power would have to be transferred over to DBZ for it to make sense. Just like Krillin, if he's transferred over into Aang's world, he has to abide by those rules of each world.
Okay.
So if Aang goes into DBZ world, his elemental powers in his world would seem insufficient, but in their world, it'd be overpowered. Because now his wind, he's able to make his body move faster because he can cut through the wind. So he don't need all that extra stuff. I gotta charge up. Now I'm on fire. It doesn't matter. I am fire. He can be whatever element he chooses to be. And then if he want to cut mountains, then Aang will throw him 2 mountains. It don't matter what it would be because it has the power scale over to the same thing. Just like if Krillin comes into Aang's world, guess what you said in the beginning of your argument? He's a human, which means he can get stabbed and die. But guess what? You can't get wished back. Ain't no wish back. So I'm gonna suck this air out of you. Or I'll go darker. I'll tell you. Hold on now. Because also one thing that flows through Krillin's body is blood. Blood is made up of what? Water. Who created blood bending?
Katara did,
So could he
and Aang don't even do that.
He did. He don't do it because he don't want to do it. But if he was pushed to do it, he'll do it.
No, you got the stone reaching, man.
He'll end it right there.
Now you reaching for the air.
He'll be sitting there. Listen. Before he could even throw his disc, his arm wouldn't work no more. Because he'll just take all the blood and put it into his other arm. And be like, all right, do something with that arm. and then he'll be like,
Just relocate the blood.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's that big brain. That ain't gonna happen.
That would never happen.
Krillin never took a W. That's what y'all like missing.
He's a world champ.
He's a champ, though.
It's not
He's a
even
champ.
fair.
He's a
It's not
champ.
fair. It's only this.
he's a champ in
He's
the
a champ.
backstory. You can't be
Man.
a champ in the backstory when nobody knows
I
you.
know in my heart that
That's
ain't
the Goku.
All right,
There are more fans of-
So, what you got to say?
I hear
bro?
what you saying about me. I will vote him to win, but it ain't gonna
All
happen.
right,
It ain't gonna
all
happen.
right. Let me take the flow here.
All
You got
right,
my
go
time.
ahead,
You got
go
my
ahead.
time set.
I got the time. I'm gonna count you down. I'm gonna count you down. I'm
Got me
gonna count
down.
you.
Got me
3,
down.
2, 1, go.
I've heard all the arguments. Some valid on both
Go ahead.
sides. But what we have
Go
to
ahead.
remember, though, is as you said, Krillin is still human and he is susceptible to the elements. Aang is not. He controls the elements. He could control whatever type of temperature they fight in. If it's super cold, is Krillin going to be at his peak power? We don't know. He could make them fight underwater. Krillin can't breathe underwater. He could raise the temperature. How well will Krillin fight in a super hotted temperature zone? We don't know. He's still human and thus susceptible. The other thing, while yes, he has beams, the Destructo Disc, and such forth like that, even in the world of DBZ, those powers are susceptible to physical interaction. He fires the Kamehameha wave. He might bring a gust of air to deflect the Kamehameha wave away. He fires the Destructo Disc per JO. He could just bring up a mountain in front of him to absorb the Destructo Disc, and he can continue on. He cannot be... So then when you have it, all that Krillin really has is his super speed and his super strength. He still doesn't have the power of the elements, which as a human still, he is susceptible to. That being case, it's a case closed. Aang still has that one element up on him. He can have the elements, the power of elemental on him.
Krillin gonna punch them elements.
That's it.
Krillin can
That's
fly
what people
around
think.
and he can dodge, bro. So you gonna
But he's
throw something
still
at Krillin.
susceptible.
He not gonna
I thought you said
stay
he could
there.
die.
Susceptible to
Krillin
the
can
elements.
fly and die.
He's still susceptible.
No.
He's still human and is susceptible to the
Bro, he
elements.
fought on a planet that was
understand what y'all
blowing
saying.
up.
I
He
understand
fought
what y'all
on
saying.
Namek while
Y'all
Namek was
treating
blowing
Aang
up.
like this man, like he's going
Yeah,
to
so what if he landed in the
But
lava?
Aang is
He
not
would
going
survive?
to do
What if he
none of what
landed in the
y'all
lava?
saying.
Would he survive?
Aang, y'all saying that like Aang, if
He's
Aang
not
gets
gonna
knocked
do none of that.
unconscious and falls
That's
into
what-
lava,
that's
Aang will
exactly
die,
the
bro.
thing. He's not going to do that.
Say that, bro. Hey, bro.
Ain't going to die. He's
Nah,
going
fire.
to die a fast, painless
If
death.
you knock Aang out and light Aang on fire, he is going to die, bro.
By that logic, though, Aang
what
has
you
to be
said.
knocked out
That's
first.
what
Krillin
Aang
can knock Aang out.
should do, but it's not
The
gonna
combo is easy.
That's not gonna
It's
last
Solar
long.
Flare to Duff City.
Who has
All he
happen.
does is Solar Flare that
Combo
because he
is
can't
easy.
close his eyes. He's still gonna get hit with the Solar,
Three-piece combo.
and he hit him with the
knocked out.
Duff City. Easy.
who is knocked out? Tell me. Come on. I'm
What's the
waiting.
question?
What's
Who's
that?
knocked out?
Who has Krillin
What's
knocked
that?
out? Krillin can knock out. He can
Mad
knock out
enemies.
any human, bro.
A cell, man?
Mad enemies.
Fam, he
What- what-
knocked 18 out of cell, bro. He knocked 18 out of cell, bro. What are you talking?
That was Gohan. Let's not get it twisted. That was
That was-
Gohan.
You're right. My
That was
bad.
Gohan. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
You're stretching there, sir. You're stretching there, sir.
They both short. They both short. Look.
You reaching.
Going in.
That's the worst part. Out of all the Dragon Ball Z characters, Krillin don't get no Gohan. He looked to Gohan to save him. He was like, man, I don't know what we're gonna do.
He is saying.
It's
He's
like, he waiting on a
half-breed,
child.
bro.
He waiting on a child to
Aang
do
is
his
a
work.
child, bro. Aang is a child. What you talking about?
Which means, obviously, okay, so then that would mean, based on the logic of him always looking to children to help him, he's still gonna look to Aang.
Nah. That does not make sense. I will not accept that. I will not accept that. Y'all. So look, Krillin, Namek, he got his potential unlocked. He's died. He's been on Kami's planet and been trained by Kami in intense pressure. Like the gravity is different on whatchamacallit's planet or whatever.
Him
King
dying,
Kaz, I'm sorry.
him dying doesn't count because that wasn't by his own accord that he came back. Someone else brought him back. That's not by his own
So
power.
he's still strong. No,
That's
he's
still not. That's
Krillin
not by his
remembers
own.
dying.
That's not his own
You still
power.
remember
That's not his own
what
power
happened.
though.
He's not a different person. What you
That's
mean?
not his own power though. His-
If I go to school, if I go to school to become an architect, and I come out and I become, I don't know, a garbage man, right? Nothing. So you know he did.
When you gotta stop talking about architects and
Y'all
garbage man
stop
between
that, man.
Krillin and
He got no
Aang,
dub.
you lost.
But what
Just a L. Hold the L. Just hold the L.
Oh, and Krillin is a cop too. And he a cop. He got guns. He got guns. He got guns.
He got guns.
Stop.
Angle's having problems with bows and arrows. We gonna do when Krillin got the burner.
Stop.
Yo, Krillin pull up with the toaster and the destructible.
Y'all been smoking on weed. Y'all been smoking on that weed.
He had the dual wheel. What ain't gonna do with the dual wheel?
Like this, bro.
Are y'all really gonna bring out that he
Are
got a
y'all
9 to
really
5?
doing this?
He got a 9
Y'all
to
know
5.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all
Krillin
are
got
really
is cold blooded.
Cold-blooded, hard-working father. That's what he is.
Aang just got peer pressure.
Look, L's the whole series. L's the whole series. Oh my
All right,
goodness.
all right.
Y'all
So
thinking too deep.
that's
I
how
hate that.
that's how a hot take Budokai Faito goes, man. We have fun with it. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna get intense sometimes. But that's the generic way it goes. We didn't use no special powers this time because wasn't no. I don't think anyone had no actual.
It didn't work. On still power level was too strong.
He was over 9,000 on you, so you know. But nah, so that's how it works. When we do this again, you know, I'll try and have other topics, and then that way, people can plan ahead, bring their own evidence, and go from there. So that way, it can be even more intense when you start implementing some of the extra stuff into it too. But this is fun, super fun. Overall, because I know this has been probably been about an hour and some change now. Any closing thoughts? Anything anyone want to say? Any final word? Sign off. Anything you want to say about the pod so far? Any suggestions for the pod? We can talk about it. Go ahead.
I mean, I think we just posted in the chat, but man, it was cool. Yeah, man, it's good.
Cool.
Anime,
This was fun.
Anime continues. Hopefully, anime continues to get back to more original concepts, and we'll see.
I appreciate
Any recommendations?
Comments.
What you want people to watch? What you want people to watch?
Ooh. Okay, so Sonke, you did ask me about Erase. So me and the wife did just finish Erase recently. And like we hinted at, like the premise is great and everything. The ending was very subpar. But I still wasn't mad that I did watch it. And it is one of those animes that are like, what was it, like 10 episodes or something like that? Maybe no more than 12. But something that has an ending. So it's like, all right, for a story, this is still not bad. I'll still happy I watched it. But even like we hinted at, people are anime studios that could definitely be like game changers or have something really revolutionary. That was the easy one that really could. Like they had a wonderful foundation. They laid a wonderful grounds for a great story, but they didn't they kind of took like they didn't deliver at the end. They kind of took like an easier way out a very watered down way out. But Erase was still good. Still get thumbs up.
Cool.
I don't know who's seen Vinland Saga.
Oh yeah.
But man, that's that show.
Okay.
If you was into Samurai Champloo, as far as action wise, I'm sorry, it got Samurai Champloo.
If you into hands,
wow. Okay.
If you into hands, that show has it. But at the same time, it also has history to it, which drew me to it because I love history. So it's about Vikings, which is something I have never seen animated. I mean, I've seen a few other ones that's similar to Vikings, but never Vikings. So yeah, so if you want to check out an anime that's dope and you ain't seen Vinland Saga or Dr. Stone,
It's a good story.
Get to 'em.
It's not. Yeah, it's
Alright,
just, it is
bet.
not just action, and it's not like it's actually like a full good story, actual good character development. Like it hits like
Yeah.
emotional attack. Like it hits all over, but there's some
It-
hands too. Like it's a good show.
I recommend I've been reading Kage number 8. It's pretty fun. It's nothing heavy, games, but it's a fun concept. I say y'all check it out if you like action.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Well,
What you watching, Song K? What you want the people to watch, bro?
Actually, at the moment, I'm not really watching anything. I think the most recent thing that we watched or attempted to watch was dang it, what was that called? I didn't even like it. It's on Netflix.
Didn't you watch a movie?
Um,
The Great Pretenders.
no,
I started that.
I can't even remember, to be honest. Dang it, it didn't leave much of an impression. It felt pretty generic.
No,
It felt,
what'd you say about last time? It was the car one.
Red Line.
Yeah.
Red Line.
Red Line, yeah.
Red Line was really good. Short, but otherwise it was a fun ride. I'll say that.
Sure.
Nothing groundbreaking. The animation style is really what gets that. The animation is amazing. Like they definitely went out on a limb to do a very unique, very akin to Aeon Flux visual style, so to speak, a little bit more turned up the dial on that, but otherwise very, very, very good, very fun. That and Gantz is
Oh my gosh,
Gantz
boy.
is really good. The movie on Netflix right now is Gantz is great. It is great. Pays great homage to the manga.
That's cool. Because the anime was cut too short, but boy oh boy was that one of my favorite animes back in the day. Gantz
Check
is
that out.
crazy.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
All right, Silk, what you into? What you watching? You watching anything?
No, I'm in the same boat as Sonk. I'm not really watching nothing.
Okay.
Manga I've been reading Attack on Titan, catching up on that.
Yeah.
One Punch Man. Last two things I did watch, I stopped watching them. I watched the manga Fire Force.
Okay.
I started watching
I heard
that.
about that.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I don't like the plot. I don't like the overall plot. It's just stupid to me. And I was just watching this on Netflix, Baki.
Baki the Grappler? Oh my gosh.
Because it's like
that's like JoJo without the fantasy stuff.
Plot line like One Punch Man.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, you like JoJo without the fantasy. Like, they just fight just to fight. Like there ain't there's nothing else in it. This is just what we like to do. The end. So. But I think I just look forward to originality and whatever anime I get into. Just something that's just original. Something that just tells an original story, man. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So I might check out that Vinland Saga. I saw it before, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely have Vinland downloaded, so I do want to check. And I actually did watch some of the first episode of Dr. Stone, so I was familiar with y'all talking about him counting forever and ever while he was in the stone. It was crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna check both of those out. I caught up with season 4 of My Hero. So interested to see where that goes, especially with how they left the anime off. I think the chapter that coordinates with in the manga is like 190. So I just hopped back into the manga and just skipped ahead to there. And I think they're almost at 300 chapters with the manga. So I got some homework to catch up on as far as that. But so far, it's not bad. I get the love for My Hero, so I definitely want to invest more into it because I was getting to the point where I was like, but then season 4 hit, and the first half of season 4 I thought was really, really, really well done. I actually thought, okay, this is borderline on some greatness. But yeah, so we'll see if they can keep that consistent. Actually, today, out of all things, I popped in Ghost in the Shell, the original one. Haven't watched it in a very long time, so definitely wanted to check it out again. I am on camera. That's my wife going back into the room. Anyway, so yeah.
Ghost and Shell. Well, let them
Exactly. She want to watch an anime now too. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we are right now. This was fun, guys. We had a great time. We're gonna do this again. I'm not sure when.
Hey, hold on. Speaking of which, hey Miguel.
Yeah.
Hey, I did check out that 13 Sentinels too.
Really? Okay.
I mean, they're pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
If you're looking for a good anime game as a visual novel, 13 Sentinels.
Since like anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, this is good. What is this?
Very intricate science fiction storyline that I don't think can ever be told in any other type of form of media ever. So check that out. Just from a game.
It has to be told just like that.
Yeah, you have to experience the game to get the story. And if it was anime, it would be a very, very good anime. All right.
Well, yeah, that's why I mentioned it with this pod. I said, you know, it's very anime-like. And I'm gonna have to play the rest of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. All right, well, that was the first episode from the Spherical Kage Dojo of anime and manga. We will be having another hot take for you all next week. Another Budokai Faito. We gotta figure out what we're gonna talk about. So y'all throw them suggestions up in the Discord. If people actually watch this on YouTube and want to give comments, we can of course pull from that. All right, One Piece, man. We're gonna let you do your thing.
Actually, that's my animation.
That's your anime.
Yeah.
You look like the fighting game characters when they be on the screen when you try to do the character select. Well, yeah. All right, now this is dope. We will catch y'all later on. Remember Village 285. Check out the YouTube channel. See some other stuff if you would like to. And we'll be back when we back. Peace.
Peace.